coming up on the 25th of October from the O2 Arena, in a heavyweight showdown that will be available live only on DAZN. Former WBO champion Joseph Parker will square off against undefeated powerhouse Fabio Wardley. This is a terrific matchup for heavyweight boxing. The winner of this one will be recognized as a mandatory challenger for the undisputed world heavyweight champion, Oleksandr Usyk. In my opinion, Parker is clearly the most deserving challenger for Usyk at this time, but instead of sitting around, waiting for an opportunity while taking on soft touches, Parker is once again diving into the fire and challenging himself, still actively trying to prove why he's the most deserving challenger out there. Parker is the rightful favorite going in, no doubt about it, but this one is not a foregone conclusion. Far from it. Wardley is certainly not the most talented operator among today's top heavyweights, but he is undeniably one of the most powerful punchers competing today. 18 of his 19 victories have come inside the distance, and the only blemish on his record was a draw against Frazer Clarke. That was a very challenging fight for Wardley. Clarke is a talented boxer with a solid amateur background. It wound up being a very exciting fight that ended in a split draw. But when the two had an immediate rematch, this time Wardley overwhelmed Clarke with a devastating display of power, stopping him in the opening round. It was absolutely brutal, and it was a great way for Wardley to bounce back and avenge the lone blemish on his record. In his most recent bout back in June, Wardley squared off against another undefeated up-and-coming heavyweight, Justis Huni. This was another fight that was an extremely difficult one for Wardley. Throughout most of the contest, Huni was comfortably and thoroughly outboxing Wardley. Huni is another one who had a deep amateur background, and against Wardley he proved to be a highly skilled tactician. Wardley was having all kinds of problems in this one, both offensively and defensively. Despite being thoroughly outclassed, Wardley remained undeterred. He hung in there when the going got tough, and he continued doing his best to land something big to change the course of the fight. About halfway through round 10, Wardley finally broke through. Huni charged in, and Wardley decked him with a beautifully timed short right. Huni was down, he was hurt, he struggled to rise, and by the time he did, the ref had waved it off. The fight was over, and after losing badly through 9.5 rounds, Wardley ended matters with a dynamite right to score the come-from-behind stoppage. Parker's record currently stands at 36-3 with 24 wins coming by way of knockout. Parker won the vacant WBO heavyweight title all the way back in December 2016, when he was just a month shy of turning 25. He would lose that title and suffer his first loss in a unification fight against Anthony Joshua a little over a year later. And after that, Parker had mixed success against fellow heavyweight contenders. After being stopped by Juggernaut Joe Joyce in September 2022, the third loss of his career, it looked as if Parker's days as a serious contender might be over. But like a phoenix rising from the ashes, Parker bounced back from that defeat, and he did so in style. Parker is currently on a 6-fight winning streak, where his last 3 victories have been especially impressive. First, he thoroughly outclassed former long-reigning WBC champion Deontay Wilder, winning a lopsided decision in that one at a time when Wilder was still regarded as a top 5 heavyweight. In his very next fight, he won a majority decision against Big Bang Jong, overcoming 2 knockdowns in that one, at a time when Jong was also regarded as a top 5 heavyweight. And in his most recent bout, Parker stopped late replacement opponent Martin Bakole in round 2, and Bakole was a top 10 heavyweight. Short of the reigning heavyweight king, Usyk himself, Parker is on the best winning streak in the division. Those last 3 victories have separated him from the rest of the contenders, clearly marking him as the most deserving to challenge Usyk. At quick glance, Wardley has a lot of similarities with the 3 guys Parker beat in his most recent fights. Wardley, like Wilder, Jong, and Bakole, he possesses big-time explosive knockout power, and Parker has excelled against that type of opponent of late. But looking a bit deeper beneath the surface, Wardley represents someone who might be more dangerous for Parker. Hence the fact that this one is in no way, shape, or form a foregone conclusion that Parker will emerge victorious. Unlike Wilder, Wardley has youth on his side. Wilder was a powerhouse puncher, but he has not looked like the same fighter since losing his trilogy fight against Tyson Fury. Wilder is older, slower, and more gun-shy than he was in his prime. Wardley doesn't have those problems, and will not be as reluctant to pull the trigger. Unlike Zhang, Wardley has youth and, more importantly, superior stamina on his side. Zhang is a dangerous opponent with excellent skills, but his gas tank is terrible for an elite-level heavyweight. Wardley doesn't have that same problem, and he has proven to be a well-conditioned athlete who carries his power late. And unlike Bacoli, Wardley isn't literally being flown in at the very last minute, undertrained and unprepared. Wardley has the advantage of having the time to properly prepare for the challenge before him, where jet lag from a last-minute long flight will not be an issue. Beyond all that, unlike Parker's last three opponents, Wardley has the confidence that comes with the territory of being a young undefeated contender. And the victory against Tooney should amplify that confidence, because Wardley now knows that even when things are not going his way, he has that game-changing power and a proven ability to deliver. Additionally, Wardley has been more active than Parker, who has only fought less than 2 rounds in the 18-plus months since beating Zhang. At the end of the day, this is a terrific matchup at this point in time. A true battle of experience versus explosiveness. A fight between two determined warriors who each have a lot to gain. And as such, I'm expecting them both to be highly motivated and as well prepared as each man is capable of at this point in time. An early knockout victory for Wardley, or a late come-from-behind knockout victory for Wardley, they are both possible outcomes here. Wardley's power is for real, and he is so unorthodox, unpredictable, and explosive that he may be able to drill the mark and take Parker out at any point in the contest. That being said, for my official prediction, I gotta go with Joseph Parker. Parker is a huge step up in class for Wardley. He has far more big fight experience, and I believe Parker probably hits harder than anyone Wardley has faced to date. Or at the very least, he undoubtedly has the best combination of skills and power of anyone Wardley has faced. I do not necessarily believe it will be easy, however. I'm not expecting a walk in the park for Parker. Indeed, I wouldn't be surprised if Parker got dropped along the way in this one. And I would not be surprised if he has to overcome great adversity in this one to earn the victory. But I like Parker's experience in this one, and I do believe his blend of skills and smarts will see him to victory. So I am taking Parker by competitive 12-round decision, but as always, what the hell do I know? I ain't exactly Quasimodo over here. But whatever happens, best of luck to both Parker and Wardley. I think this one has the potential to be an awesome fight, and it sure is a great fight for heavyweight boxing at this point in time. I sure am fired up to watch. Right around the corner, the 25th of October, live worldwide on DAZN pay-per-view. Buy the fight now on DAZN. Who do you think will win? Let me know in the comments section. Thank you very much for watching, everyone, and have a wonderful night. This is Rummy on the Ring from Rummy's Corner.
You know, Quasimodo predicted all this.